Hello YouTube, I am Arn Peter, and today I'm making another quick tips tutorial about GameMaker and a debugging trick that I've learned out recently that I think is very handy, that I hope that you will find handy as well. So I'm going to jump into my bullet and I'm going to give you a little example. So something you want to do very often in GameMaker and when debugging in general is something along these lines. So I'm in my bullet and we're going to say that I want to know its position. Okay, so I'm going to show debug message, and I want to print out my x value, and then I want to put a space in there. Then I want to print out my y value. So just to tell me what its position is at any point in time. However, because I think GameMaker is a little bit silly, it will crash once I create bullet. There we go. It crashed. It says execution error, do add, and these errors are not very helpful. But basically, it's saying, hey, I don't know how to add these things. You have a number here, you have a string here. It's like asking to add an apple and an orange and put it together and make some sense out of it. So GameMaker gets very confused by this, which is very odd to me because, I've worked in Java, C++, and a lot of, I guess, more proper languages, and Java will automatically handle this and be just fine. It'll say, okay, you have a string and you have numbers. You want me to think of this number as a string and then concatenate them. Java will handle that just fine. C++, I'm not sure if they handle that automatically, but they have a means using their IO stream to combine them very easily. Whereas in GameMaker, the solution is I have to do all this extra typing and specifically say, hey, I want this to be a string, and then it'll work. And you'll notice that I get all the positions burned out. I find this to be very annoying because I just want to do something simple and I have to type out this. This makes it like almost, well, how much longer does it make it? Significantly longer. Makes it significantly longer. So I actually posted this on the video game forums and I said, hey, you guys should do this because most proper languages do it. You guys should do it too because GameMaker is considered easier and you guys should do that. And they said, no, we don't want to do it. You can write a script for it. And I kind of just went away, like, fine, I'll write a script for it. I'll do it myself. So in today's tutorial, I'm going to tell you how to write that script and how to easily handle these situations. So I'm going to create a script. I'm going to call it print. And basically the way we do this is we pass in all the arguments like this. So we want it to be x plus space plus y, but we want to replace them with commas and make them input to the function. Then we're going to rename this to print. Okay, so then we'll call the script print, and now we have a number of arguments, so we want to loop through the arguments. So the trick I talked about in my script video is that you have a variable amount of arguments, which is you can actually determine how many arguments are inputted based on argument count. So there's argument count is a specific thing. Okay, so we're going to loop through all of our inputs. So I'm going to create a basic for loop for I equals 0, I less than, argument, count, and then I plus plus. Okay, basic loop. So now we're looking through each of our arguments, and then I'm going to just call arg equals argument I. So this is our ith argument, and let's see, we want to do one of two things. If it's a number, we want to convert to a string. If it's a string, we just want to leave it as a string. And once we've converted it to a string, we want to add it to our ongoing string. So I'm going to say var str, and make it equal to just an empty string. And then I'm going to say if is real. If you're real, then string is equal to string plus a string variation of the real arg. Otherwise, you could just concatenate directly, and then we can do the thing we want to along, which is print out our message. Bam. So that's a short little script, and I don't know, I still think this should be. I feel like it isn't unreasonable to implement a GameMaker, but this is the workaround that you can do to fix this issue. And by the way, I know I'm kind of picking on video games a little bit. But just to make it clear, I think they're a great company. I think they do a great job. I love GameMaker. I think they do a good job. So, yeah. There we go. Now it's working, and all we had to do was that. So, that's how you can easily do concatenation between reals and strings. And this also gives you some information about how data types are stored in GameMaker, because GameMaker only has two data types, reals and strings, and this is an area where you come across, one of the few areas in GameMaker where you come across friction between the reals and the strings, and this is how you can overcome that issue. Anyway, that's all for this tutorial. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you learned something, so I'll talk to you guys next time.